Hello everyone. Good evening everyone. Welcome to my live stream. Good evening. I hope everyone's doing fine. It's a beautiful evening and we are back online. Good evening everyone. I hope everyone's doing okay. We'll wait in a few minutes and we will start. For our maths, we will be talking about sequences, and specifically I will only cover linear sequences. And then for science, we will be talking about evolution. Good evening everyone. Yay! It's a good evening. I hope everyone's doing fine. Yes. Okay, so we start off with our maths as everyone is coming in. I hope we will be able to Alright, so let's get started. We will start off with sequences. So when we talked about sequences, when we say sequence, that means it is simply an order of items or a list of items, and possibly it can be infinite, it can be very long, it can be without an end, same as with our numbers, and usually with some kind of pattern. So there is a pattern, that is why it's called a sequence. So what is next to the next term and so on and so forth. So that is your sequence. So if we talked about sequence, so let's say, since I have mentioned that we can identify like what is next usually with some kind of a pattern. If you are asked 6, 13, 20, 27, what could be the next two terms in each of these sequences? So if you would notice 6 to 13, hi, what's up Korea, good evening. So if you would notice 6 to 13, what number was added so that it become 13, or what number was added to become 20, what number was added to become 27. So that means that there is a pattern. There is a pattern for each sequence. So 6 going to 13. Okay, so there's a 7, right? And then going to 20, there was a 7 added. So that means the next pattern, or sorry, the next term after 27 would be plus 7. You will have 34. And then another 7, you will have 41. So that is the next two terms. So if you are asked, hi Punini, good evening. So if you were asked what would be the next two terms followed by 4, 12, and then 36. So what happened to 4 when it became 12? Was it being multiplied by 3? So 4 times 3 is it 12, and 12 times 3, will that give you 36? So if there is a pattern, whatever it is, there is actually a number that is being added or being multiplied or being subtracted consistently the same, or it's the same all throughout. So 4, 12, 36, the next number would be 108. Okay, and then the next number would be 324. So basically, if you would notice, it's actually being multiplied by 3. So 4 to 12, 12 to 36, 36 to 108, 108 to 324. Now the last example, what would be the next in each sequence? 2, 5, 7, 12, 19. So from 2 to 5, what happened? Was there a number added? Yes, it was added by 3. 5 to 7, is it added by 3? 7 to 12, is it added by 3? 12 to 19, is it added by 3? And so on and so forth. So if you would notice, there is a pattern between 2 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 12, okay, 12 to 19, and so on and so forth. So that means that the next pattern here after 19 would be 31, and then you have 40. So that is what we meant by sequences. There is usually or some kind of a pattern that we will understand what is that pattern, or how would we be able to determine that pattern. Okay, so the first rule in sequences is the term-to-term rule. So some sequences we can, hi Maha Blanca, so some sequences we can generate by stating a rule to say how to generate the next term or the previous term. So for example, you will be given the description and you will have to find what would be the next term or the first 5 terms. So the first term of a sequence is 1. So I'll write 1. And then you add 3 to each term to get the next. So 1 plus 3, we have 4. 4 plus 3, we have 7. 7 plus 3, we have 10. So that is the pattern that you have. So that means that there is a rule. That means every sequence is generated by stating a rule to follow. The second example, you have the first term of a sequence is 3. So the first term is 3. So we write 3. And then it has been multiplied by 2 for each term to get the next term. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24, and so on and so forth. So then you would know that there is actually a rule to be followed so that you would know what would be the next number in a sequence. Hi Tokushima. Good evening. So the last example you have, the first 2 terms are 0 and 1. So I will write 0 and 1. Okay? And the last 2 terms to get the next term. So add the last 2 terms to get the next term. So the last 2 terms, so 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. This is known as the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, this one. That's a Fibonacci sequence where you add the first 2 terms, the last 2 terms to get the next term. So what might be the disadvantage of using a term-to-term rule is that if you would want to get the 1000th term, or you wanted the 80th term, or you wanted the 100th term, so writing each and every sequence until you reach the 100, that is a lot of work to do. So for us to be able to identify what could be the 1000th term for this, or the 100th term for this, or the 50th term for this, so let me just write it down, 100th or the 50th, if we have a formula to follow, then it will be easier. Okay, so let's try the formula to follow. This is what we call the nth term, or the position to term. So it's sometimes more helpful to be able to generate a term of a formula based on its position in the sequence. So we could use it to say, like, find the 300th term, or find the 100th term, or find the 50th term. It's easier because we would be able to know what position. So here, n means position of the term. So if you want the 3rd term, okay, 3rd term, that means your n is equal to 3. All right? So if you are asked, what is the 3rd term. That means your n, or the position term, is equal to 3. So if your nth term is 3n, if you are asked what would be the first term, so that means that's n is equal to 1. So 3 times 1 would be 3, okay? The second term will be 3 times 2, that will be 6. The third term will be 3 times 3, that will be 9. The fourth term will be 3 times 4, that will be 12. So that means 3n gives you the 3 times table, okay? While 5n here will give you the 5 times table. So first term, n is 1, position is the first term, so position is 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20. Okay? So this is what we call position to term. You identify the position that you wanted, substitute it with your n, and you would know what is the number on that position. So if you have 2n minus 1, so the first term will be 2 times 1, which is 2, minus 1 will be 1. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 will be 3. 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8, minus 1 is 7. Okay, so you get a feel of it. So that means that for you to be able to determine the position term, we have to use the nth term. That means the position in a sequence is represented by n. So if you have, let's say another example, find the first 4 terms in each of the sequence. So let's say 4n plus 3. So let's say the first position is 1, right? So n is 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So you have 7. I'll use another color. That's a 7. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3, you have 11. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3, you have 15. 4 times 5 is 15, plus 3, you have 4 times 4, 16, plus 3, you have 19. Okay, so you have here position formula given to you, and you are asked to find the next 4 terms. Another example, 3n minus 2. So 3 times 1 is 3, minus 2 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 2 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12, minus 2 is 10. Okay, and so on and so forth. So that is how you determine that term given the formula, the nth term formula, and of course the n here represents your position of your term. Now, how would we know if it's a linear sequence? So let's say, what sequence does 5n gives you? 5n would give us, if n is 1, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on, right? So what therefore would 5n minus 4 give you? 5n minus 4 would give us, minus 4 is 1, minus 4 is 6, minus 4 is 11, minus 4 is 16, and so on. So what do you notice here? What do you notice about the difference between terms in this sequence? So first is, it goes by 5, right? 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. It is giving us a sequence. The other one is when you subtract 4. So 5 minus 4, 5 minus 4, 5, and so on and so forth. So it goes by 5. So what therefore do you think would be difference between terms 4? 5n minus 2. What do you think would be difference? If you would notice here, okay, 5n, you have 5, right? You added 5 plus 5 plus 5. And then here you have 5, 5, 5, and 5, right? That's 5. So what have you noticed? The 5n here, even though you say, hi, I'm sexy and I know it, even if you have, do you notice it? Let me just remove it and let you see how it is. Okay. So this one will be 5, 10, 15, 20, and this is 4, not 4, 1, 1, okay, 6, 11, and then 16. Okay, so if you would notice here, let me use a different color, you have a 5 difference, right? The difference is 5. And this one is also 5. 1 plus 6 minus 5 is 1. 11 minus 5 is 6. 16 minus 11 is 5. So here, the common difference is 5. So what, therefore, do you think would be the difference if you would notice, the difference is actually multiplied to our n. Okay? It has been multiplied to our n. So 5n, okay, minus 2, the difference here would be 5. And plus 3, the difference here would be 1. 7n plus 1, the difference will be 7. Okay? So that means that your number being multiplied to your n is actually the difference. Okay? So let's try this one. If you are asked to find the nth term formula of the linear sequence, the first thing that you have to do is find the difference. So 9 minus 5 is 4, 13 minus 9 is 4, 17 minus 13 is 4, 21 minus 17 is 4. Therefore, we saw that the number is actually, the difference is 4. So since if we would look back, if you would notice the number before the n is the difference, therefore for this case it will be 4n. Okay? And how would we know if we will add or subtract? So just look at the number. 4 times 1 is 4. How will we get a 5? So that means we add 1. That's it. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 will give us a 9. So if we had a 4n as our formula, this would give us a 4 times table. So if we add 1, we will get this pattern. Easy, right? I hope it's easy. Let's try one more set. Okay? If you are asked to find the nth term formula for this linear sequence, the first thing that you have to identify is what is the common difference. Common difference. So that means that the sequence is actually your multiplication table. Okay? And then it's either you add a number or subtract a number to find the correct sequence. So 12, okay? Wow, hi Delayed, hi Rayard. Good evening. Good to have you online. Okay, so the sequence here is for you to find the difference. So 12 minus 7, let me just place it up here. 12 minus 7, oh, I said up, I still wrote it down. So 12 minus 7, okay, is 5. 17 minus 12 is 5. 22 minus 17 is 5. So the common difference between the numbers is 5, right? So we write 5n. That means it's a multiple of 5. But then the first number that you have here is 7. So what is added to 5 to get 7? So that means the pattern here is 5n plus 2. That's it. So we know it's 5n plus 2. Remember, n is your position. So 5 times 1, because 7 is in your first position, so first number, so n is 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So this is your formula. Can you try the next one? Yes, Punini? Yes, that is right. So first step is find the difference. 5 minus 2 is 3. 8 minus 5 is 3. 11 minus 8 is 3. That means that the difference between your number is 3. So you just need to write 3n. Okay? How would you get a 2? So 3 times 1 is 3. Minus 1 will give you a 2. So the formula is 3n minus 1. That's it. Hi, good evening, Bharat. Welcome. Okay, so let's try another. Yes, that's correct, Pinini. Well done. So you now get it? Do you understand now? So to find the nth term, formula, first step is find the difference. Okay, and then you either add or subtract to determine the first, just the first term. All you need to do is just the first term. Okay, so the last one you have 8 minus 10. Remember, it's the next term minus, okay, not plus plus plus. It's the difference, okay, the common difference. 8 minus 10 is negative 2. Okay, 6 minus 8 is negative 2. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. That means that our common difference is negative 2n. Okay, so negative 2 times 1 will give you negative 2. What number will you add so that you will get a 10? So negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, plus 12 will give you a 10. So negative 2n plus 12. That's it. Very easy. Okay, so the steps in finding a linear sequence is just finding the difference, multiply it to your n. Okay, the difference is multiplied to your n, and then by just looking at your first number, what would you add or subtract so that you will get that number? So you can also write this as 12 minus 2n. That's not a problem. Okay, let's try. I'll give you an example. Okay, I'll give you an example. Yes, that's right, Punini. I'll give you an example and you tell me what will be the nth term. Okay, so let's say this is a quick fire question. When we say quick fire question in the class, quick fire question means in split seconds you will be able to give me the answer. Okay, so 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. So what's the common difference? The common difference between 8 minus 5, 11 minus 8, 14 minus 11 is? And when you have that common difference, what would you add or subtract to that so that you will get the first number? Okay, so try. What's the common difference here? Hi Shacha, good evening. What's the common difference? 8 minus 5, 11 minus 8. Yay, that is correct. The common difference is 3 and you add 2 to get 5. So therefore, the linear sequence formula for this sequence is 3n plus 2. So if you are asked what is the 20th term, all you need to do is substitute 20 because 20 is the position of the number. So 3 times 20 is 60 plus 2 will be 62. So that will be your 20th term. Easy, right? Okay, let's try one more time, one last number. and then we will proceed to science if there is no question. Very easy. I hope it is. 3, 9, 15, 21, 27. Can you tell me what is the common difference? Split seconds, you would know. All you have to do is find the difference, and then what number should you add or subtract so that you will get the first term. Only the first term. You don't need to think of the other terms. Only the first term, as long as it's common difference. Come on, come on, come on. 3, 9, 15, 21, 27. 9 minus 3 is? You can type in your answer. Yes. No. No. Yes, that's right. It's 6. The difference is 6. Yes, correct. It's minus. So 6 minus 3 will give you 3. So it's a minus, not a plus, okay? So 3, 9, 15, 21, 27. The difference is 6, so that's a 6n. What will I minus from 6 to get a 3? So 6n minus 3. Well done, Panini and Tokushima. Last one before we proceed to science. Okay, this will be very easy. 9, 14, 19, 24. What is the common difference? So how do we know the linear sequence? First, identify the common difference. Second, what number should you add or subtract to get the first number here? What's the common difference between 9, 14, 19, 24? You are almost there, Bharat. Yes, that is correct. The common difference is 5, so you have 5n. What will you add or subtract to get 9? So 5n plus 4. Easy, right? Yes, that's correct, Tokushima. Now you are a quick fire experts in solving linear equation. So you don't need the formula. The formula here is a1 plus n minus 1 times d. That's actually the formula of linear equations, linear sequences. But you don't need it. All you have to do is identify what is the difference. The difference will be multiplied to your n. What number do you need to add or subtract to get the first number? Any more question with sequences? There are other sequences. We call this linear as arithmetic sequence. The other sequence we have quadratic sequences. And the third one is you have your geometric sequences. So these are the different sequences that we have. So for tonight, we only cover the linear sequence. And this is a quick fire. This is a very easy topic. It will only take you 20 minutes to... Hi, Kaini. It will only take you 20 minutes to answer it. Question before we proceed to the evolution of science. Do you understand now? And wasn't that easy? Very easy to identify the linear sequences. Even if you have one eye closed, you will be able to know what is the next value by just closing one of your eye. All right, okay. So do think while we proceed to evolution of science. So this is actually a very controversial topic, but please do take note that evolution, after this, you will be able to understand more, hopefully, evolution, okay? Okay, So when we talked about evolution, evolution is the change over time. That is what we meant by evolution, meaning it evolved over time. So how can there be so many similarities among organisms, yet so many differences or different kinds of plants and animals? If it is in the calculator, Ambery, it will always follow BIDMAS or BODMAS. So that means that you will multiply first. So 6 plus 2 will be 8. Okay? In your calculator. It will always follow BIDMAS. Alright, so going back to evolution. How can there be so many similarities among organisms, yet there are so many different kinds of plants, animals, and microorganisms? So how does biodiversity affects humans? So that is because of evolution. Okay, so in science we call this the theory of evolution, because theories means that it is a statement or a model that has been tested or confirmed many times. So theories have some important properties. One is they explain a variety, okay, of very wide data, and they are not absolute. We have to understand that it is not absolute. They serve only as a model in understanding the world, and it can change from time. So it will also evolve, okay? Theories will also evolve. So some questions, okay. So some questions that can be answered by evolution is, why do so many different animals have the same structures? Like the arm, the bones of humans are the same bones as a whale, okay? So, or some questions we also ask is, why do organisms have structures that they no longer use? Like for example, if it is an appendix, we have an appendix, but we don't use them. Or we have a tailbone, but it's not like structurally being used. So it is there, but however, it is not being used anymore. So even why are the bones and fossils, which are evidences of creatures, no longer exist? Like for example, your birds, or those that are being featured in our dinosaurs. So why are they not existing anymore? Or what happened to these creatures? Why are they not alive anymore? Or why do we not see this kind of creatures based on the fossils? That is because it is evolving. The theory of evolution is considered a unifying theory in biology because it answers many of these questions, like why are they changing, why are they mutating, why are there different types of mosquitoes or birds. Because of these questions, it offers an explanation for the data. Okay, so evolution begins with variations, but no variations equals no evolutions. Okay, so no variation, no evolution. Just like our example here in the photo, our ladybug. So the bugs here, if you would notice the color of their wings, there are some that are orange, there are some that are red, or there are some that are black, or the dots, could be black dots or red dots. So it happens because of variation. So what do we mean by variation? Okay, so variation, so when we talked about variation, what causes variation? The first thing is mutation. They mutate, okay? The other thing that causes variation is reproduction, okay? And the last one is migration, when they migrate, okay? Reproduction. So if you have this, so you would know that this actually causes the different variation. So as they reproduce, remember, you are not exactly the same even with your twin brother or twin sister because of the variation. Okay, when your mom and your dad have, like, you have several siblings, it will not be the same because of the variation. That means that reproduction or mutation of a person. not mutation of a person, mutation of an organism. Okay, so because of reproduction of human beings. Okay, all right. So if we have, what are the essentials of, or the requirements of evolution? The first is, of course, our variation. So all life forms vary genetically. As I've said, even your twin brother or twin sister will not be exactly the same as you because of variation. So it's the genetic variation upon which selection works. Okay? The next one is inheritance. Remember your different alleles, right? So inheritance, your genetic traits are inherited from parents and they are being passed on to the offspring. So you have your phenotype, you have your genotype. So there are things that are more recessive than the other, or you would notice them. So those are your genetic traits. So that is one that actually is a requirement for your evolution, inheritance. The next one is your selection. So organisms with traits that are favorable to their survival get to live and pass on their genes to the next generation. So whatever you use mostly would develop. Okay, so these are the ones that are genetically or will be able to be passed on to their gene or next generation. So that is selection. So whatever traits favorable to their survival. So if you would notice that, for example, those that are in the Arctic or Antarctic would have different features with those that are near the equator or the tropics. So that is because of selection. It is for our survival. The next one is time. So evolution takes time. Evolution can happen in a few generations, but major changes such as species or often taking periods of time to change. Okay, it doesn't change overnight. It changes in a period of time. It depends on how they adapt to their environment or they survive. So who is the person behind evolution? What do you think? It is Charles Darwin. So when you think of evolution, this is the person that comes into your mind, Charles Darwin. Okay, he is an English naturalist and geologist around 1809 and 1882. Okay, he established that all species of life have descended over time from a common ancestors. So he published his theory on evolution, which is the book called On the Origin of Species. And this is based on his 5-year voyage to on HMS Beagles to this, what we call the Galapagos Island. So he actually went to this island, which is around 500 miles off coast of Ecuador. So he went there to observe. He actually observed. So what's so important about this Galapagos Island? First, because they are extremely isolated. That means that the Galapagos Island will have dozens and dozens of species, both plants and animals. So he wanted to understand the evolution of animals and plants. So for example, that one. So when Darwin found many unique species, many of Darwin's observation made him wonder why is it that this kind of species or amphibians became this kind? So how do they evolve? Like, why is the claw or the feet is different in color, and even the wings or the tail is different? So he wanted to understand more of that. Or even this one, why is this having this kind of tail and this one having a pointed tail and this kind of shell and this kind of shell? So why is it that the armadillos and the modern armadillos is different? So he wanted to find evidences that organisms actually change over time. So that is what Darwin would want to determine in the theory of evolution. Darwin found clues that the armadillos actually change. You see the difference in their shell and their tail. Okay, so evolution, according to the ideas of evolution, according to the theory, is a change in allele frequencies within a population. So even your giraffe, like there are other giraffes with very long neck and the others don't have. So are the offsprings more likely to survive? So it depends on whatever favorable traits that they passed on to their offspring. Okay, so it is based on that. So evolution again is a change in allele frequencies within a population. So when we talk about alleles, these are the traits. So they in turn pass their favorable traits only. Okay, and individuals do not evolve. An individual do not evolve. Populations evolve. Okay, it's the whole population. So allele frequencies change. It's the whole population. Why? Because one of the criteria for evolution is production and passing on to offspring. So if you're just an individual, you cannot evolve. You have to pass it on to a population. Okay? So what are the agents of your evolution? Why is there a change? Why is there variations of your alleles or your traits? One is because of mutation. So when we say mutation, mutation is the ultimate source of your genetics. That's it. Genetic variation in a population, that is your mutation. So like for example, the virus that we had right now mutate. It has another variant. So mutation again with your organisms is genetic. Okay, genetic variation. The other one is your natural, not neutral, sorry, that is wrong. Natural selection and your sexual selection. So your natural selection is a process where your organisms with traits will suit to an environment are more likely to survive. That is natural selection. So it will select its traits that it will develop because of the environment, and they will most likely survive and produce more offspring than organisms without these favorable traits. So for example, if you are in a tropical area and you are covered with fur, then you might not be able to survive. So these traits will evolve. So those furs might be good with those organisms in a cold place. Okay, so again, your organisms with traits will suit to the environment for them to survive. So what are the simple things that would satisfy your evolution by natural selection? One is there must be a variation for particular trait within a population. So when we talked about variation of particular traits, that means what are the traits on that population that will be developed or be passed on to their offspring. So variation again are inherited. So individuals with one version of a trait must produce one more offspring, and there will be different version of the traits as well. Okay, so that is our variation. And of course the last one is migration. When they migrate to a different place or different environment, then they have to adapt to that new environment, or otherwise they won't survive. Okay, so what would drive this natural selection? One is overproduction. Overproduction of organisms produce more offspring than the environment can support. So there is not enough food or living space for all the offspring. So that is one, overproduction. Like for example, people, there are places where are overpopulated. So that drives your natural selection. The other one is, of course, competition. Overproduction leads to struggle. So all the organisms compete for food, for water, and other necessities of life. So these organisms are well suited to their surrounding and reproduce. The rest will die. So only those that will survive will be the fittest. Okay, the survival of the fit. So competition. The other one that drives natural selection is variation. Organisms of the same species are very similar. So, but they do have individual differences, variation. Like for example, your butterfly. So, different butterflies, different shades of color or different sizes of their wings. So you have variations, but they do have traits that are common as well. So these differences are very important in the struggle of survival. So for example, if you have so survival of the fetus. So when we say survival of the fetus, that means that the organism with traits that make them well adapt or suit to the environment. So they will survive and they will reproduce. So again, if we talked about evolution, that means that your evolution is driven by, the agent of evolution is driven by mutation of a species. Next is natural selection, meaning those that are fit, survival. They compete, they overpopulate, they survive. Those are the only ones that will be producing more of their offspring. And of course, when they migrate. Okay, so that ends our, that ends our lesson with science. So we talked about evolution of science. Again, evolution is a change in your traits, the ones that are being passed on within a population. Individuals do not evolve, it's the population that evolves because of the survival of the fittest. Question, yay! Before we proceed with our games, we have games tonight, so please do prepare your brain cells. Prepare yourself and you will be winning tonight. For those that are watching from Philippines, you'll be winning our 10 pesos worth of load. So we talked about evolution for science and linear sequence for maths. Yay! Please do stay back for the games. If there are no questions for our science and maths, we will proceed with our game. And we have exciting game tonight. We have a very exciting game tonight. Very exciting game. Any question? So our game tonight is 3 parts, okay? So just to give an idea to everyone, there will be 3 parts of the game. The first part is the 24 card game. The second part is Maths Riddle. Maths Riddle. And the last part is Guess That emoji. Yay! So that ends If there are no questions, then we proceed with our games. So we have 3 parts of our games. Yay, that's great. So, alright. So, I think everyone is familiar with 24 card game. So the same thing, the winner per question will get 10 pesos worth of load from Teacher Maria. So that means that for 24 card game, you can only use the card once, but you can use, yes, you can use the different operations. So the operations will be plus, minus, divide, and multiply. Okay? And Jack will be 11, Queen will be 12, King will be 13. So please remember, you can only use, there will be 4 cards to be shown. You can only use each card once, okay? But you can use different operations so that the last answer or the final answer is 24. Are we ready? We'll start in Alright, so let's start. I hope that we are all ready for this game. Okay, let's begin with the first question for our 24 card game. Again, Jack is 11, Queen is 12, King is 13, and your aim or your goal is to get a final answer of 24 using the different operations in maths. And the first question would be 6, 8, 3, 7. 6, 8, 3, 7. I hope it's clear. 6, 8, 3, 7. Please type your answer. Yay! Everyone can join, by the way. Everyone can join. 6, 8, 3, 7. Seven minus, wow, Punini is so fast. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 times 3, so 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. Well done. Well done, Punini. Well done. Sorry, Sacha, Punini came in first. Please do send me. Yes, that's right. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 8. Yes, Punini, you are the winner for the first question. Kindly send your number and I will send you your 10 pesos worth of load. Okay? For the rest, here is the second question. All right. Do remember that King is 13. Please send me your number, Punini, so that I can send you your 10 pesos worth of load. And for the rest, this is your chance to answer. Okay, again, you can only use the number once, but you can use different operations to get the answer. For a while, Punini. Again, GCash is giving me the headache again. Punini, give some chance to the others. For a while, Punini, I'll write your number. Okay, Sacha. Let's try Sacha. Punini, you've already answered. Too many answers already, Punini. Okay, 13 minus 9 is 4. 13 minus 9 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. Well done, Sacha. Well done. Mahablanca, what is that? I don't understand. Well done, Sacha. Kindly send me your answer. Kindly send me your congratulations, Sacha. You just won 10 pesos worth of load, and Gcash is not allowing me to load you with 10 pesos, but please do send me your number still, and I'll be loading it in a while. Okay, for the rest that are waiting, here is the third question. Please do take note that Jack is 11, and yeah, Jack is 11. Please send me your number, Sacha. Okay, let me write your number first. Something is wrong with Gcash. Alright, got it, Sacha. Oh, you're eating. Okay. Japanese food, is it? Alright. We'll be loading your 10 pesos in a while. Something is wrong with Gcash. It's giving me a headache again. Sacha! 8 plus... Oh, 8 divide. Okay. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 plus 11. 11 plus 11 is 22. 11 plus 11 is 22. 22 plus 2 is 24. Yes, you are correct, Sacha. But can we... Okay. Francis, 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 plus 11 is not 14. Sorry, Francis. Sacha, you won again. Another 10 pesos worth of load, so that's 20 for you. Okay, please give me a moment. I'll be sending you your load in a while. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. Sacha, congratulations. That's 10 pesos worth of load. Francis, try your chance on the next question. Welcome. Yes, I do not know, but it's not allowing me to click on the amount. I don't know what's wrong with Gcash right now. Probably if I'll close it. Who can give me the answer for this would again get 10 pesos worth of load. So I'm just writing your number on the paper until Gcash would be okay. Yay! Please do answer the question. I think this is the last. Oh no, it's not. Second to the last question. Come on, you can do it. Yes, 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 yes. Who can answer this? It's a brain twisting question. You can do it. It's 10, 3, 5, 3. There is actually a technique for this game, 24 card game. Please do remember that 24 is not a number that is divisible by 5 or 7, or so you have to think of a number that's actually are divisible or factors of 24. So you have to use these cards to make sure that you get a factor of 24 or a number that is closer to 24. Okay, 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 minus 5 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Well done, Mahablanca. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 minus 5 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Yay! Congratulations, Mahablanca. You just won 10 pesos worth of load. Please do send me your number. I'll try to load it together with Punini and Shacha. Hopefully I will be able to load. All right, now we will be on our last question. Yes, our last question for 24 card game. Okay, please do remember King is 13. Please do join. King is 13. Mahablanca, please send me your number. Yay, thank you. Oh, 0. Okay. Alright, got it, Mahablanca. Please give me a few minutes. I'm trying to make this work. Okay, so this is the problem with I do not know if you can help me with this, but it doesn't allow. See, I can't press any of the load. I don't know what's wrong with Globe. It won't allow me to press any of the load. So please bear with me. I'll be sending your load once this is okay. I got your number anyway. I've got your number. Yay! Anyone who would want to try to answer this question? Who would want to try to answer this question before we proceed with our next set of games? Which would be our, I think we will skip, we will skip the riddle. Or we will do the riddle instead of the emojis. I think that will be challenging. Okay, in a minute, 1 minute, if no one could answer this, then we will proceed with the Okay, someone is thinking. All right, I will wait. I'm waiting. All right, Francis, 13. Wow, that's a big number. Okay, 13 times 7 is 81. 81 divided by 3. Let me just remove this. 81 divided by 3 is 27. 27 minus 3 is 24. Yes. So 13 times 3 is 81. 81 divided by 3 is 27. 27. Okay. 81. All right, well done, Francis. That is correct. 13 times 7 is 81. 81 divided by 3 is 27. 27 minus 3 is 24. Okay, well done, Francis. Kindly send me your number. I will be loading. I'll be sending you your 10 pesos worth of load in a while once Gcash is okay. All right, so let's proceed with the next question. These are actually, okay. Okay, thank you, Francis. We will load it as soon as Gcash is going to be okay. I got your number. I've written it here. All right. So let's proceed to, welcome. Let's proceed to this riddle. So all you have to do is give me the answer to the riddle. Okay. So the riddle is, let me just lower down the music. Okay, so the riddle is, how do you go from 98 to 720 using just one letter? How do you go from 98 to 720? So from 98 to get 720, using only one letter. One letter. How do you go from 98 to 720 using one letter? This is a very, very catchy riddle. You have to make use of the numbers given so that you will get 720 using only one letter. How would you go from 98 to 720 using just one letter? Okay, so I think I'll have to I'll answer the riddles. Yay, that's correct, Junini. X, that is right. You only need an X. I was about to answer it. Well done, Punini. So I'll just put it in your tab that's you have another 10 pesos. So that means I have to load you with 20 pesos worth of load. That's correct. That means that to get 720, this is 98. So that's 90 times 8. So you only need an X. So 90 times 8, 98 will give you 720. Okay, wow, well done. Okay, this one. I am a number with a couple of friends, quarter a dozen, and you'll find me again. I am a number with a couple of friends. So the clue is on the question itself. I am a number with a couple of friends, quarter a dozen, and you'll find me again. What am I? Quarter a dozen, and you'll find me again. The question is your clue, and the answer is there. I mean, the answer is from the question. I am a number with a couple of friends, quarter a dozen, and you'll find me again. What am I? Yay! That is correct. How did you get that, Maha Blanca? That is right. That is right. It's a 3. Quarter a dozen is 3. And this is a number with a couple of friends. 3. Okay? 3. That is correct. Oh, wow. Okay. Next one. How many 9s are there between 1 and 100? How many 9s are there between 1 and 100? So Maha Blanca, you have another 10 pesos. That's 20 all in all. How many 9s are there between 1 and 100? Count. Please do count them. How many 9s are there between 1 and 100? It's actually easy to count. No. No, it's not. Yes, that is right. It's 20. That is correct. How many 9s are there between 1 and 100? It is 20 indeed. Wow. That's correct, Francis. That's correct. So, another 10 pesos worth of load for Francis who got it correctly. All right, so we have our last question for our riddle. Our last question for our riddle you have here. An apple is 40 cents, a banana is 60 cents, and a grapefruit is 80 cents. How much is a pear? The answer is in the question. An apple is 40 cents, a banana is 60 cents, and a grapefruit is 80 cents. How much is in a pear? No, it's not 100. It's not 100. It's not 100. Maham Blanca, try again. No, it's not $1. 1 peso. Wow! Well done, Pinini! That is correct. 40 cents. 40 cents. Okay, do I have to explain why it's 40 cents? I guess Pinini someone is searching for the answer. Punini. Okay, so the clue here is that an apple is 40 cents. It's based on the vowel of the fruit. So each vowel, if you would look at this, 40, apple means 20 cents, 20 cents. So banana is 1, 2, 3, that's why it's 60 cents. Grapefruit is 1, 2, 3, 4, that's why it's 80. Therefore, pear will be 1, 2, that means 40 cents. I'm suspicious. Stuck up knowledge. That is correct. That is correct. Okay. All right. Well done, Pinini. That's another 10 pesos. Okay. I think Teacher Maria will be Teacher Maria will be bankrupt by the end because Pinini is answering too many questions. All right, so we will proceed with the emoji. This is the last part of our live stream for tonight. Emoji 30, sure, 30. Okay, this one is, all you need to do is guess that emoji. This is fictional character. So fictional character, you just need to tell me what or who, I'm sorry, not what, who is this fictional character being described by the emojis. You tell me what is this emoji or who this fictional character being described by this emoji. Hi, Rodolfo. Seriously, Gcash is giving me a headache. I'm sorry, Panini, Sacha, and Mahablanc and Francis. It will take some time. The hint, Mahablanca, is the picture itself. Okay, the hint is known for guns, drinks, lady, and it's from Europe. Okay, let's just make this for fun, okay? Because Punini will be rich with 10 pesos worth of load. That is correct. It's James Bond. Okay, James Bond. That is correct. I'll write that down, Punini. You already have 50 pesos worth of load, Punini. I have your number here. I have your number. Don't worry. Alright, okay, next question. Come on, come on. What's up, Korea? This is very easy. Answer now. Hi, Rodolfo. Yes, 50 worth of load, Punini. But please bear with me. Gcash is not on your side tonight. It won't allow me to load you with 50 pesos. Batman! Yes, yes, correct. Yes, that is right. What's up, Korea? Wow, well done. What's up, Korea? You just won 10 pesos worth of load. What's up, Korea? What's up? What's up, Korea? Please send me your phone number. Yes, it's you first. What's up, Korea? Please do send me your phone number. And please bear with me. Gcash is not on our side tonight. It's not working. It's not allowing me to load you with the 10 pesos worth of load. So I might need help from my family back home to load you with the 10 pesos worth of load. Please send me your number. What's up, Korea? And we will proceed with the next. Guess who is this person described by the emoji? What's up, Korea? All right. Okay, got it. What's up, Korea? Please bear with me. As I've said, I will be sending the 10 pesos in a while once Gcash is not being a troublesome. Okay, who is this fictional character described by these emoji? Wrong spelling, wrong. Mahablanca, you are correct. However, the spelling is wrong. It's not Alibaba, it's Aladdin. But it's double D, one L. Okay, I'll give this chance to Mahablanca. Mahablanca, you just won. Alibaba. Alibaba is a Chinese. Okay, Aladdin, yes. Okay, let's be considerate to Mahablanca. Okay, you just won 10 pesos, Mahablanca. I think this is second to the last question before we end our live stream tonight. No, it's with you, Mahablanca. You have 30 pesos worth of load from Teacher Maria. I'll be sending it in a while once Gcash will be on our side. Okay, who is this fictional character being described by the emojis wearing a hat? And no, it's not James Bond March. A gun, always wearing a hi Rodolfo, always wearing a hat and with a lens. Oh, I love Detective Conan, but that is too much for the number of letters. I love Detective Conan, but it's not Detective Conan. It's not Detective Conan for sure. That's a lot. I'll give you a clue. Starts with an S. It starts with an S. Ang iyang ngalan nagauna sa letra nga S. Iya na tulog. Okay, okay, Maha Blanca. It starts with an string. Yes, yes, that is correct, Francis. Is Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. It's Sherlock Holmes. Well done, Francis. You just won again 10 pesos worth of load. That is 30 pesos already, Francis. And our last and final. Come on, Maha Blanca. This is your favorite. Last. Yes, imuha to. Imuha to, Maha Blanca. Ang katong 10 pesos, imuha to. Okay, this is the last and final question for Guess That MOG. Guess the fictional character. And this is a clue. I know Maha Blanca loves this. Yes, that is correct. Well done, Maha Blanca. It's Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Not Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Yes, congratulations, Maha Blanca. You just won another 10 pesos worth of load. That makes it 40 pesos worth of load. Okay. So, all right. Thanks, everyone, for joining our live stream tonight. I hope that you have learned something. Apart from learning, you also enjoyed our games. And we will have more fun games next week. Okay, okay, Maha Blanca. And thank you for joining me tonight. We have gone way and beyond 1 hour, but I hope that you enjoyed. And yes, Pinini, you got 50 pesos worth of load. I will be loading it in a while once Gcash would be welcome. I hope that you have learned something. A very easy technique to find the linear sequence formula and as well as finding the next. Okay, okay, Maha Blanca. Okay, it's yours. Okay. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed our live stream tonight. And you have learned something new as well. And you have learned a good technique for linear sequences and how to find the nth formula. And as well as understand more about evolution. It's not just about monkeys to humans or anything else. It's about variations and how species evolve with different strains or different traits. Okay, so, and of course, how you have enjoyed our games tonight. We have more fun games next week. I hope that you would again join me for my live stream. And as well as join me, do watch my videos, not join me, do watch my videos that are being posted. And please do share our videos as well. Please do share our videos and of course our live stream. Thank you, everyone. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you have enjoyed tonight. And as always, before we end our live stream, as Teacher Maria would say, please do live your life to the fullest and worth living. And of course, learn something new every day, whether it's a new thing or just, I have load to call. Okay, whether it's a new thing or something that you have learned, learn something every single day. And love one another as how our God loves us. God bless everyone. See you next week for our again fun, interesting, and enjoyable live stream. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. Have a blessed week. And see you next week. And don't forget, my next video will be released on Sunday. Bye. Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Rodolfo. Thank you, Ma Blanca. Thank you, Panini. Thank you, March Salon. Thank you, Sacha. Thank you, Francis. Thanks, everyone, for being online and being with me, though we go and went beyond 1 hour, but you stayed for our live stream. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Good night. God bless. For those who won the load, please bear with me. As soon as Gcash is up and going, I'll be loading your numbers with your load. Good night.